All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I just emptied that thing again. It wasn't as heavy this time. I didn't let it get as much water built up into it. Um, I've been up a couple of times for tonight emptying it too. Um, so I didn't spill any more water into the bed. Rocky, where's Rocky? Oh, he's in the litter box. I hear him scratching a bit. All right, got the heat on. It's been raining all night, and it's still raining. Yeah, he'll be coming up here in a minute. You'll see Rocky in a minute, you will. Here, let me turn on the thingy here. Anyway, I just woke up with the strangest dream. I'll tell you about it. Rocky and I were in an old farmhouse. It wasn't our house, it was somebody else's house. And there was this guy and his friends that had this house anyway. And I don't know who they were. But Rocky and I had gone for a walk in a provincial park that was near to where this house was. And Rocky had gotten away from me, and he'd showed up at this house. Anyway, and I found him there. They invited me in. They told me they had my cat. And, but when I got into the house, they told me they were really mad at me and my cat because they didn't like that Rocky had come onto the property. And they weren't too happy that I had come onto the property looking for him either. And so to punish me, they were going to kill Rocky. And they had this little mechanical mouse that they said was a bomb. And they threw it down on the floor and it started to run around. And of course, Rocky went after it. He chased it up under a china cabinet. And chased the thing up under a china cabinet. And anyway, he caught it. And I'm kind of freaking out at that point, you know. And of course, they're all sitting at the kitchen table. They're laughing at me. And there was a couple of windows there right by the kitchen table, a couple of big windows. Anyway, they're all sitting there laughing at me. The kitchen table was kind of pushed up against the wall, one end of it was. And if you went around the kitchen table, there was the door to go outside. So anyway, Rocky came out from under the cabinet. He had caught the mouse. He was holding it by its tail, which Rocky normally doesn't hold them by their tail. Normally he has them in his jaws there, you know, he has them right by the belly. Anyway, I scooped Rocky up in my arms with this mouse. He was all proud of himself for catching the mouse. And I took the mouse away from him. I praised him up for catching it. And I took the mouse away from him. And I threw the mouse down on the table in front of them as we went out the door. And I went out the door real quick. And the mouse was hot. When I took it was funny, the mouse was ticking and it was hot too. It burnt my fingers when I took it out of his mouth anyway. When he was holding it by the tail, you know. So I thought, okay, that's why he was holding it by the tail, because it would have burned his mouth otherwise. Anyway, I threw it on the table. It was an extra spicy mouse, I guess. Maybe it was Speedy Gonzales. I don't know. A Mexican mouse. It was extra spicy anyway. So anyway, threw it on the table in front of them. Rocky and I made a quick exit, went down the driveway, and for some reason, and I don't know why, but I had this old van there, this beat-up old Dodge van. This really old, beat-up Dodge van. The thing looked like it had been through a few wars or something. It was in terrible shape. And it was old. It was like an old, like 1960s type Dodge van. Anyway, the windows were partially down. It was in the summertime that this dream took place. It was set. So I threw Rocky in for the passenger side window onto the seat there. And then I come around, I got in on the driver's side, and I started up the van, and I'm driving the van out of there, down the driveway. And there were a couple other vehicles in the driveway too, but they were all like vehicles you would see back in the 60s, you know. There was like an old Dodge Fargo pickup truck, and there was an old Mercury car there, like an early 70s Mercury car, you know, like a Mercury a Mercury Meteor type car, you know, from the 70s, from the early 70s. Anyway, and looking at it too, there was nothing modern there at all. Everything looked like, but the world in that dream looked like it did in the 1970s. It was really weird. Anyway, maybe I got caught in a time warp. I don't know. Anyway, on our way out, though, I slowed down a bit to look, and I could see the kitchen windows. They weren't blown out, but they were all spider webbed. Like they looked like they from the center out, they were all shattered, but they were still in place. And you could see it was round. The way they were shattered, it was like a big round circle where they were shattered. And I said to Rocky, I said, "Oh shit, we better get out of here. If there's anybody still alive in there, then they're liable to start shooting at us." And so that's when I woke up, just as we were leaving the place. Anyway, driving down the laneway out of there. Now, I don't know why my vehicle would be there. If I came there on foot looking for Rocky, I'm not too sure. And I don't know why I was driving that vehicle. And I don't know why it seems as if the dream was set back in the 1970s. But all the vehicles in the dream were 70s. And I remember there was a radio playing in the kitchen too, and it was playing old country music like you would hear, you know, like My Maria, I think was one of the songs. Remember that, My Maria? My Maria, you know. Well, anyway, by JD something. I can't remember now. Somebody who sung that, JD something or other, I think. But anyway, that's what I was hearing, you know, oh, my Maria. You know, that was playing. My Maria, I love you, you know. Anyway, that was playing on the radio and stuff, so it was weird anyway, these people. I don't know who any of them were or anything. I've never seen them before. I don't know why it was set in the 1970s. It appears to have been. Anyway, Rocky did catch his mouse, as he always does. If he takes a notion to catch one, he will catch it. And Rocky did catch his mouse, you know. But anyway, I remember feeling kind of bad taking it away from him because he was so proud of himself for catching it. But anyway, I remember throwing him into the van there, and it's funny too. When the window was part way up, I threw him in there, and his rear feet got hooked on the glass, and I had to kind of push his rear feet up to make him go in there. And then when I opened up the driver's door, he had managed to get over onto the driver's side of the van, and he wanted to get out. And I remember pushing in the video, pushing him back and getting in and starting the van up and driving it out of there. But anyway, like I say, I did stop and check on my way, and I saw that the windows were damaged. So I was guessing that the thing had gone off in the house. But yeah, quite a thing anyway. Quite a weird dream to have. I hope that nobody's after Rocky. I hope there isn't like a contract out on Rocky or anything. You just never know. But yeah. Did you pay all your gambling debts, Rocky? Hey, yeah. If you owe the Mafia any money, you'd better pay them. We don't need any trouble. All right. Just thought I'd share that with you. You know, we have strange dreams sometimes, and they kind of make us wonder. That one was kind of entertaining. I was quite the hero in that dream, too. I was pretty brave, Rocky, and I saved your life, my friend. Yes. Here you got into trouble trespassing on somebody's property, and I had to go in and save you. Yeah. You're quite a cat, I'll tell you. He's a wonderful cat, you know. He's worth saving. Yeah, I would save you from hundreds of mechanical mice with bombs planted in them if I had to. I would. I'd go through that ordeal over and over again. I'd wear out a beat up old Dodge van running away after we used the mouse that was intended to hurt you on the people who intended to hurt you. Yes, I would. I'd wear that old van right out. A freaking connecting rod would come out for the oil pan. I'd put so many miles on it, running away from places like that after we gave them their just desserts for trying to hurt you. Yes, I would. Anyway, it was weird. That's all I know. It was weird. Yeah, hey? But anyway, we were in the midst of a drinking party in an old farmhouse, and they were trying to kill Rocky to punish him. And they punished me too, because I also trespassed on the property. I guess so they were punishing me too. But yeah, hey. Anyway, quite a story. The sad thing is, I've met people that would do things like that. In my lifetime, I've known people who actually were like that. Anyway, I just thought it was a pretty good story. I think it might be a story about how we're going to overcome. What do you think? Shall we interpret it that way? I think we should. We're going to overcome all obstacles together, Rocky. You know, the world may be full of crazy people and exploding mechanical mice, but we'll get in our old beat up Dodge, and I do have an old Dodge truck now. It's not from the 60s like the van in the dream was, but still, I do have an old Dodge truck. Anyway, they say there was a Dodge van, there was an old that I was driving, there was an old Dodge Fargo pickup truck, and in Canada, Dodge trucks back in the 60s and early 70s were called Dodge Fargo, Fargo, and I don't think they were called Fargo anywhere else, but they were called Dodge Fargo here. And yeah, good job catching the mouse in the dream, by the way. Very good job catching the mouse in the dream. Yes, Rocky always gets his mouse, you know. But yeah, it was just weird. It was like the 1970s. Anyway, yeah, I remember the 1970s, Rocky. That's why I can say that. It was like we went back in time. And you caught a mechanical mouse. Nowadays, it'd probably be an electronic mouse that they'd throw down with a bomb in it. But in those days, it was a mechanical mouse. It's something that they actually had a mechanical mouse with a bomb in it, too. It's almost like they knew we were coming, and they made up their mind they were going to punish us. Anyway, that's it for now. I could probably make a short story out of that, or a little video or something. I don't know. A movie or something, eh? Yeah, it probably could be a scene in a movie anyway. Yeah, pretty wild. Yes, it is. I think it means that we're going to overcome, Rocky. All the bad things that are happening to us and that have happened to us, we're gonna prevail over it all. We have so far. Rocky and I have come through a lot of crazy situations together, and we've prevailed so far, eh? I think we're going to continue to do so, sweetie. I do. Yeah. All right. I don't know what you can see in the lens because I've got the phone turned around, so I hope there's a good picture here. And that's it. I guess we'll see you later. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Hey, Maria, I love you. Yeah, I'm not a good singer of that dream, but if you of that song, but I remember it. I was just a kid when it came out. It's funny. Our neighbors. We had neighbors, Walter and Marie Gemmel. They were newlyweds at the time, and on the Smiths Falls radio station, CJET, it was called. It was an AM radio station. It was at 63 kilohertz on the dial. They used to say Ottawa Valley 63, CJET. They used to have a request thing where you could call in and request a song. And I remember listening to the radio when that was on, and I heard Walter Gemmell, our neighbor, requesting that song for his wife, Marie. Yeah, so that was kind of neat to hear somebody I actually knew on there. They were good people. I really liked the Gemmells. They were really good people. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll talk to you later.